Yep, y'all see that? Those are my new cards. Yeah. So, waiting for this thing to focus. Y'all can tell I had watermelon today. I'm hyper. Oh, no. It was that peach green tea lemonade from Starbucks. Okay. 5% cash back, by the way. Oh, I love it. But yeah. So guys, yeah, I have 2 cards. And the reason why I have 2 cards, I do have a reason behind that. These are my newest cards. I can't even tell you how many credit cards I have now. If I get a chance, I will probably put the number out there for you. It's ridiculous. I don't really use my credit cards the way that, most people use them. I use them in the way that, we got out of debt. And so now I use it as a safeguard because around here, my husband's debit card number kept getting lifted at the gas station, and then the whole Target hacking and the Michael's Arts and Crafts hacking. So my debit cards were compromised and had to be reissued. So I use this as a way to protect myself from fraud, but I pay everything in full. So whatever I have, whatever I've taken out, I have to be able to pay it back. So if I don't have the money in the checking account, I don't buy it. Period. Point blank. End the sentence. So these cards, I got them by accident. On purpose by accident. Didn't mean to get both of them. So what happened was, with the situation with getting the repairs to the house done, I figured, hey, might as well earn something back for doing that. So I was looking at my husband's card and was like, he has a Delta SkyMiles card. And I was like, yeah, but it only covers travel as far as flying, and it doesn't really give you that many points whenever you spend the money. So let me go for something with a promotion on it. So I applied for the Chase Sapphire card. They said it will get back to you in seconds. And it was like, I applied for it and it said, we need to do some more research. Let us call you back. So I figured I wasn't going to get the card. Now my score is like in the 800s because I don't use credit like that. Seriously, I literally pay everything off. I don't really use it. I use my Macy's card. I just charged $12 on it a couple of weeks ago for some shorts for vacation. And that was my first time using it in over a year. So yeah, that's already paid off. Anyway, so I figured I wasn't going to get approved for this. So I went and applied the next morning for Capital One Venture Card. Capital One gave me the same, spiel that Chase gave me. So I'm like looking at my credit, trying to figure out. I'm like, well, it's saying on here my score is like an 823. I'm not understanding. Why am I not getting approved for these? I just don't get it. So I'm talking to my husband. We're trying to figure out what's going on. He was like, maybe I should apply. And I'm like, no, don't apply. Just in case they do come back and say you're okay, you're approved. Don't apply, because then we'll have too many cards trying to meet that spend in order to get the bonus. So I get a call at the end of the day from Capital One from a number I don't recognize. So I let the call go to voicemail, and then I read the little, how iPhone has a little beta thing where you can read the transcript. So I go back and I read that, and it was like, hey, this is such and such from Capital One, calling to figure out if you did indeed apply for a card. Give us a call back. So I called the 800 number that was on the website, and it was like, we're open from 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. Monday through Friday. You have called outside of our operating hours. It was 7 p.m. So I was like, yeah, why did they close when they said that they're open right now? So my husband and I are laughing. So I go ahead and call the number back that the lady said she called from. And they were like, did you apply for a card this morning? I was like, yeah, that was me. So he asked for some verification information. I said, okay. And they're like, okay, we'll get back to you. I heard nothing. A couple days later, I received a letter from Chase. And Chase is saying, hey, we're trying to approve you for this, but there's a block on your credit. Can you remove the block? And then you can call us back and we'll go ahead and run your application. So I went and I removed the block. And I called them and they were like, okay, can you give us the code for the block? And I was like, there is no code. I just removed it for you all. And it's going to close back up like in the next day or so. So what is supposed to happen? So I'm asking them, what's supposed to happen? And they wound up transferring me to the underwriter. The underwriter goes through everything. She says, okay, you're approved. Here's, you know, your limit. Your card is on the way. Okay, cool. Like less than a day later, I get a call from Capital One, and they're like, hey, you know, there's a block on your credit. I said, yeah, I just figured it out because Chase sent me the thing saying there was a block. I've taken it off temporarily if you need to look at it. They were like, no, just verify this information with us, XYZ. I verified that information. They said, okay, you're approved. Your card is coming. I was like, oh my God. How am I going to reach the limits for these cards? Because I thought I was, okay, only going to get one. And, you know, I would reach the limit, be good, and just reap the benefits from it. So what I wound up deciding was, I told my husband, I said, when we go on vacation, let me pay for everything. And that'll hopefully help get me toward the spend limit for the Capital One, because it's the easiest one to get to. So we go on vacation and my husband starts paying for everything. And I'm like, stop it. So we get back and I'm like, I paid for like $400 worth of stuff. And I'm like adding up his, and I was like, do you know how close I would be to achieving that spend limit if you let me pay for stuff? And he's like, oh, my bad, my bad. I'm like, man, whatever. Then I had to go get this tooth done. That's almost $1,000, $955 was the total. And then I moved a bunch of like utilities and stuff. You know how you can pay with your credit card? I moved them onto this card, the Capital One card. If I don't have the cash in the account, it doesn't get bought. Period, point blank, end of sentence. No go. So I use it for like my gas. I use it for groceries. I use it for household items. Occasionally I do switch to my actual debit card, depending on, my debit card gives cash back sometimes. So if I do get cash back opportunity, then I'll use my debit card. But for the most part, I have been using my Capital One card, which I told you I just reached my spend. So I should be good as of my shipment for my Subscribe and Save for this month, which probably gonna cut back on a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna try to see if I can find refills and stuff, because my environmental side is starting to kick in and it doesn't like all the stuff I subscribe and save to. But anywho, another story. With the Chase one, the remodeling stuff was supposed to go on it. Well, the repairs, not remodeling. I'm not having anything remodeled. I like to have something remodeled. But all the repairs are supposed to go on it. So I'm like stuck right now because the project manager is on vacation. And so I can't make my first half payment to get them started on the house until he gets back. And I'm like, yo, my timetable's going. Let's go, people. So when he gets back, we'll be able to make the first payment, which is half of the price of the total repair cost. And then at the end of the project, we make the second half payment. So I'm hoping that they do this within that allotted time and do it well and do it perfect and we don't have any problems. But yeah, so the roofing guy's coming out on Monday. The guy is going to call on Tuesday, and we're going to start that whole process, get the people in and get them started working on the house. So that is the story how I wound up with 2 cards. But don't beat me down, people. I am using it responsibly, I promise. So how do you all handle your credit? Or have you all paid it all off? Do you deal credit cards at all, or do you just do cash basis? Do you feel safe just using a debit card? What works for you? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Until next time, peace.